Welcome back to Generation X Nation. Once again, I appreciate everybody who follow me, who leave a comment, who like my channel. Please subscribe, please share, please leave comments, good or bad. I try to get back to them as soon as I can. I know some of them take a little while, but I do the best I can. Um, I wanted to come out and do a quick video about what I've been seeing going on in these YouTube streets, and it's just a little weird, but I guess people have stuff to say and got to get a lot of stuff off of their chest. A lot of things, moving parts going on behind the scenes. People arguing and fighting with each other, and I just don't like it. I'm gonna tell you that I just don't like it. I'm a very small channel. I just try to get out here, do a little commentary on what I see. I enjoy doing the videos, but Lord, I never want to be a part of that. I mean, if people gotta argue and fight their way to the top when there's billions of people who watch YouTube all over the world, it just doesn't make sense to me. And I kind of see more of the um, and I hate to say this in a negative way, but I see it more on the African American side than I see on the other side. And I'm not saying that I like one person better than the other. I'm just saying that's what I see. I try to stay in the middle. I don't take a side either way. I guess everybody has the right to their opinion, and I think that is great. But as always, opinions don't always align with other people. So it's just kind of disappointing to see what's going on. But as you see my thumbnail, I'm more talking about a lot of the Carlos King, I will say his name. Hope you don't strike my little channel, but Carlos King and what happened with him and Queen Sheba. And the reason I'm going to speak on this is because Queen Sheba really was one of the first YouTubers I started watching that had really, really good content. Now, years, YouTube been around forever. I've seen different people watch different videos. I will say that outside of her, I did watch Funky Dineva, and I still watch him sometimes to this day, but I'll tell you that story. But when I see the one, two, three interviews with Marquez, it just kind of got me to thinking like, wow, why would he do that? And as you guys know, on my commentaries, I try my best to be very supportive of everybody. I love my people. I think we all can win. There's no need to play the crabs in the barrel trying to pull people down and move yourself up. I just don't see why we are always so competitive like that. I just don't see it. It just doesn't make sense to me. So I'm going to, go out here and defend that lady. I'm going out on a limb. I know some people may like her, some people may not like her. I'm going to say I think she's good at what she does. I've always respected her. There's a couple other people that I follow, and I'll mention them later. I like to, I'm a woman of a particular age, so I may not follow some of I would listen to everybody, but as a woman of a particular age, there are certain things that resonate with you and certain type of commentary or people you click with. That don't take away from the youngest. They doing their things too, but I call myself certain language I don't like using as much. I'm not saying I don't use profanity. A lot of people do that. I try not to do it as much, but it does come out if I'm passionate about certain things, and I may use some profanity here and there. So again, everything on my channel is alleged, in my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Keep that in mind. All right, I'm gonna go down and we're gonna talk about some things real quick. And the reason I'm going to say what I'm saying is I'm going to go down some of the things that I saw on some of these YouTube videos concerning Carlos King. And the reason I'm saying that is because it's going to lead back up to what Queen Sheba said. But I don't understand why he fired Marquez. I get why he fired Marquez because he doesn't like him or he used him. I won't say like him. I think he kind of used him a little bit. Marquez, you do come off a little unstable. I know you need intensive therapy. Trust me, you do. And I can only imagine what went on in your household and with Trisha, allegedly, because Trisha does seem like she's very strong and has a temper. But again, apparently, according to you, she's been through a lot. According to Trisha, she's been through a lot and she has a lot of loss in her life. So I can see some of the anger, and apparently you wasn't there. So her anger could be just for you at that moment because you wasn't there when she suffered the loss? Or has she been this like this the whole time? That's where I'm kind of confused at. If she's been with this much anger and intensity that she goes off into with you the whole 14 whatever years y'all been together, how did you tolerate that? Or did it just happen these last 5 or 6 years during the loss of her mom and her dad and her sister? Because then it could just be she just need therapy. I'm not sure. Um, but I will say this. During the reunion, Trisha, of course, I'm going to round this back up, but follow me. Trisha, had a lot of smoke for, the whole Martell Melody situation. All right. Carlos let it ride. Didn't say anything. He knew the lies wasn't, the stories wasn't added up, but he let it go. Now, um, Kimmy. Kimmy sitting there on, you know, came out there. Apparently her and Mel was cool. And Kimmy all of a sudden get on the reunion, set Melody up. They get into a big blowout. All right. Maurice on there lying through his teeth, going back and forth with Melody. Tish, she started the whole limo gate. Letitia started the whole limo gate stuff with Destiny. Destiny led into the limo gate, talked about the grooming. Now, and of course, I would say Martell was a little quiet on there. Marquez was the only person who came out of the show, onto the show, and was very polite to Melanie, offered her some flowers. He did a little flirting thing and they was laughing back and forth, told her he wanted to do business with her. Nobody that sat on that stage was as polite to her as he was. Okay? Now, after that, the reunion wraps up. People are going around doing their little, after action reviews, going and doing interviews here, interviews there. Destiny, every Monday, she would do whatever that mental Monday stuff with that therapist. Again, I see clips of it on other people's channel. I've never watched a full episode of that because I don't really care for Destiny. I don't know her personally. I just don't like the way she moved on the show. However, she would get up every Monday, say her little thing, talk about the show, talk about mail, this, that, and the third. Nobody says anything. Some of the other cast members, they done little interviews here and there on different YouTubers. Again, I don't follow all these people, but they've done the interviews, talked about the show. He doesn't say anything. But I could not understand why all of these, hell, they even had people on Tasha K, Millichan TV, and no disrespect to anybody, but I'm just saying I've seen people being interviewed. But why did he pick out Queen Sheba of all people? And I just found that weird because I said of all the people, all the YouTubers that his people have been on their channels, and hell, Carlos has brought his people on his own messy Mondays, so to speak. But all of the people who have been on the different YouTube channels being interviewed or radio talk shows or whatever, why did he pick her to harass? Why did he say, I don't want you on her channel? Doesn't make sense to me. But then I started thinking back. I say, you know what? I remember when they did the podcast with Melody and Carlos King, back, I guess, when they were kind of cool in Huntsville. And I remember watching Queen Sheba's review or something to that effect. And she was supposed to have a seat kind of in the front at a certain table, and somebody had took her spot. And I remember her talking about her and Melanie discussing it, and she would find her another seat or something like that. And I think Carlos peeped that, and he probably said Melanie's too close to her. Because right after that, I remember Queen Sheba was, no, Melanie had did a live or something, and she had said, "Good, get Queen Sheba on the line." And she had her little queen in the cup, and she was advertising her merch. I don't know if Carlos got a little jealous of that or something, but it was just odd to me that he doesn't like just one particular person and banning his people from interviewing with her. And that's the one particular person that I know, or at least I've seen, that Melody has a lot of respect for, and she has a lot of respect for Melody. But he got mad at her when Martell went on, got mad at Martell when he went on there and told other cast members not to go on her show. And that's what I have the problem with. Carlos King, you are solidified in what you do in your shows, your TV shows, whatever the people you mingle and mingle around with in Hollywood and Atlanta and the real reality TV stars and networking and all of that. You're secured in that. Either people gonna roll with you or they not gonna roll with you. They know who you are. But you out here harassing YouTubers, trying to stop their bags, trying to stop their interviews, trying to stop their clicks and their viewership, and that is wrong. I don't care because my channel ain't monetized. I don't have enough people to get monetized. I appreciate the few people who do rock with me and listen to my show, but you are dead wrong for that. Now, maybe you may go out and try to, uh, I don't know, cancel my show or strike my channel, whatever. I don't care because I don't make money off of this. I really don't. It's not a threat to you. But you're wrong for what you did. And I support my people. But as I always say on my channel, I'm going to call you out. When you wrong, I'm going to call you out. And when you right, I'm going to praise you the same way. And what you did was wrong. So you get up on that live every Sunday talking, putting out your spiritual messages and telling people to hang in there. And I always say this, you can't find happiness making other people miserable. And behind the scenes, you have plotted to make Melody's life miserable. Now you're plotting to make these YouTubers' life miserable. Why? Why is these people a threat to you? I've been watching some of these people for a couple of years. They inspire me to start doing what I do when I have downtime because it ain't that hard to do. Set up a channel and talk. Either people listen or they don't. And I'm not understanding why you all of a sudden come over here because you see there's money in YouTube. You have a big following because of who you are. And now you over here trying to knock these people channels down, take their subscribers away or whatever, stop people from following them, stop them from getting interviews, stopping them from trying to grow beyond YouTube and whatever. That is, if that ain't the crabs in a barrel mentality, but you sit up here like you're so inspirational or whatever. And let me say this in the same breath. When you go out here and interview these celebrities like the Lisa Rays and the Ray Janays and all of them, you do a good job in those interviews. That podcast interview style you have, that's great. But when you come over here on YouTube and create the mess with, your guests on Mondays and you recap everything, why are you always recapping the Bravo shows? Why are you always harassing the Bravo people? You talk about what they doing all the time, but you don't want nobody talking to your people. But you don't have a problem going over there with Heavenly and interviewing the housewives and the different people from the different franchises of Bravo. You don't have a problem interviewing their people. But you don't want people to do the exact same thing you're doing and interview your people. That is called hypocrisy. You can interview everybody else's people on different TV shows, basketball wives, whatever. But you want to pick and choose who gets to interview your people off of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Just my thoughts. You're dead wrong for that, Carlos. You are dead wrong. The whole Marquez thing, and this is where I'm getting to, because you fired this man. Oh, and one other person, Sunny. You set her up this whole season. You set her up as a comeback for Destiny and treated her like garbage and got rid of her. Once you didn't need her no more, because the setup for Destiny to her and Moses came on the show to set up a storyline for Destiny. And now that you got Destiny in the fold, I no longer need Sunny. So bye to you. So you over here using people, mistreating people on your own show. And you don't want them to go out and do interviews because it might get called out what you're doing. You're wrong for that, Carlos. You're wrong for that. I the whole thing with Marquez and Queen Sheba. First of all, the whole relationship between Marquez, whatever his name is, Trisha, and Ken is a toxic relationship that should have never been on the show. Period. It should have never been on the show. They were not in a place where they should be filming that relationship. And I know y'all was scrambling to get a replacement for Stormy and I forgot her husband and Courtney. And this seemed like a great couple because they had a storyline, a married lady with two men, whatever. That should never been on the show. Trisha should have never came on there with her dumb behind, and I said it, advertising I have a husband, a boyfriend, and I ain't divorced yet. And I've been like this for a couple of years. Shouldn't have, and we live together with our kids. Should never been on show. Should never happen. I said it in the other videos. Go back and watch some of my old videos. I literally said that you could have dated Ken if you wanted to, but Ken should have been living in another household. This was not the place to air out that relationship in which the way you brought it onto the stage. It just wasn't. And I felt Carlos knew this, but he took advantage of it because what? It has shock value and people would love to see this. I don't know what it's going to take for you to understand. We like a little messy, but there's levels of messiness. And some of the things that happened in Huntsville was beyond the levels of messiness that we, the viewers, like to see on TV. Dr. Francis should have never left that show. And that's who should have been talking to those people during the whole filming process because everybody on that show had some issues going on that probably could have been addressed through Dr. Francis. And maybe we could have accepted it then. Like if he would have came on and had conversations with Trisha, Marquez, and Ken and try to figure out their dynamics, continue to talk to Destiny, figure out her dynamics, the Fletchers, whatever. We didn't see that. We didn't see that. And I miss Nell Fletcher on that photo. So I'm going to say this before I close out. I watched, and this is just my own opinion, Martell, we all know, disrespectful to Melanie to the fullest. And I'm going to add his side chick in there to the fullest. All on YouTube, interviews, whatever. We seen it on the show. We seen it at the reunion, the way they talked to her, the whole revenge P, the different allegations. That's ongoing still to this day. We can't keep Coleslaw off of YouTube. She's always on there talking either up or down. I'm starting to think she has some mental issues going on. I'm not sure because she's hot and cold. So she could be a little bipolar. No disrespect to people that are suffering from bipolar, but I'm thinking that's what it's given with her. Kimmy disrespects Melody. Disrespected her on the reunion. Disrespected her in the little confessionals. Maurice disrespects Melody. We all know what Destiny did. We all know what Destiny did. And we all know what Letitia did. You know, I'm not going to keep talking about the grooming thing back and forth. All of them had disrespected Melody in Carlos' face. And he is completely okay with that, even after she told you, I did not feel protected. You did nothing. Then when she decides to walk away from the show, all of a sudden y'all scrambling, trying to get her to come back. I wouldn't come back either. But then in the same breath, you over here trying to stop your people from interviewing with Queen Sheba. With her, of all the people, the one blogger, the one of the few bloggers that you know like Mel. So any blogger or YouTuber who have a good relationship with Melody Cherie Rogers, you're going to try to block them from talking to her because you don't want her to get on them shows and tell the truth. Or are you going to block them, your other castmates, from going over there so she can maybe look like she just whining? Melody has moved on. If y'all ain't noticed, she's booked and busy. And y'all still over there scrambling. Doesn't make sense to me. You basically get rid of the two people on the show who had somewhat of a decent or cordial relationship with Mel. Hell, basically, who didn't hate her, which was Sonny and Marquez. You go and fire them. You use Sonny for a storyline for Destiny. You know, get Moses down there. He gets in trouble. Now he's in jail. Then you let Sonny go. Then you get mad at Marquez because he won't play your game and he speaks his own mind. Now, like I said, Marquez got some stuff going on, but one thing about him, he ain't told him the line because he felt he was set up on the show in the beginning. When he got the call to come down there talking about it was a show about dance, and it wasn't. It was a show, it was real, basically it was Love and Marriage Huntsville, and he didn't find out till later on. And they was going to be talking about his relationship. So he wasn't mentally prepared to be on the show. And you set him up and took advantage of him. Okay? And then you knew him and Ken got into the altercation and the pow was pulled out allegedly. And you just let this go on. But soon he go do an interview and tell people about certain things. You're fired? You wrong for that. I'm sorry. I cannot stand behind that. Listen, I support everyone. I don't have a dog in this fight, but as I said before, if you wrong, you wrong. And what you did to that lady, that content creator, and these other content creators that he's harassing, he is dead wrong for that. Dead wrong. And I don't really call content creators out a lot because I don't want people to think I'm stealing from their shows, whatever. But I'm going to say, that's why I say I don't listen to their shows until I record my commentary because I try to be different, but sometimes we all think alike. But some content creators I love, I like or I listen to Kempire. I love Kempire. Kempire very rarely does reviews on this show because it's toxic. And I've heard him say it, but I love him. Great guy. His shows flow well. Love it. Bondi Blue, if I want to get a little spunk, whatever, Bondi Blue is great. Queen Sheba, as I say, I love me some Queen Sheba. If I need a quick minute, I can go to Millie Chan. She let me know what's going on in the streets. And I even listen to Funky Dineva. And I know people have issues with Funky Dineva, but I'm going to say this. Sometimes he does say the stuff that make me cringe. However, I respect the freedom of speech as long as it's not hate speech. Because sometimes he does say some very good things. But he does make you cringe sometimes too. But we need a variety in our lives. We can't just say, this is who I like and that's it. And I think that's the problem that I've seen with some of these YouTubers fighting back and forth. I ain't calling no names there, and I'm staying out of that mess. But I do see it. People post videos, whatever. Please stop that. Please. I only see this in the black community. Carlos, stop trying to take these people bags. You got yours. Let these people work. Let these people get their subscribers. Let these people get their money. Whatever's out there, the opportunities out there for them, stop trying to take it from them because it's not fair and it's not right. Because you get on here every day and interview whoever the hell you want from whatever show or reality TV or celebrity status you want. But then you're going to sit here and try to tell them that they can't get the few people they can get in who's willing to come on their show or at least stop them. Or stop them because do you own these people? Are they slaves of yours? Are they contracted, obligated not to do interviews? Because they're following along with you because what? They, clout chasers. I want to be on TV out there what Carlos says. Stand on your own, people. If you got a story to tell, tell it. It's okay. Do the interviews. This is why y'all fan base is not growing as fast as y'all want it to. Because y'all get out here and follow the steps of this person who's not leading you in the right direction. And then at the last minute, you want to get on YouTube or do a live on Instagram. You should have been doing that a long time ago. And I ain't saying do every interview, but you should have been strategically placing yourself in spaces that could have helped you and your fan base grow. But you didn't do that. Okay, but I can guarantee you if any of them want to get on Dr. Heavenly Messy Monday crap she do and talk crap, he wouldn't say shit. And excuse me because I did curse. And Dr. Heavenly is about as messy as they come. I would not get on her. That's a whole nother story. I don't even know why Bravo still ain't fired her by now, but I'll leave that alone. We'll talk about Heavenly later on. I held your attention long enough, I hope. And I guess I get out what I say, but I do stand with Queen Sheba. I respect Queen Sheba, and I'm so sorry that happened to her. I'm really, really sorry. Nobody deserved that, and he should not have treated that lady like that. She seems to be very, very highly intelligent, very savvy, very smart. And whatever blessing she got coming to her, trust me, it's for her. It ain't for you. God has a game plan for all of us. Stay in your own lane. Don't switch over to other people's lane trying to stop them or make them crash. Don't try to block somebody else's blessing. And as they always say, when you dig a grave for me, you better dig two, one for me and one for you. Please don't do that. And then get in front of these cameras and kiki and smile and then send inspirational speeches out on Sunday. That's BS. And with that being said, thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Please share, please spread the word. I try to do as best commentary as I can from different angles. I hope y'all listen. I hope you got something out of it. And with that being said, you guys go on and have a great rest of your day. Peace. This Generation X Nation out.